Welcome to our video on customizing your registration form. In this video, we'll show you where to adjust your registration form and how to edit some of the fields and inputs that you have available to you in that registration form. And with that, let's get started. Begin by logging into your admin menu from the homepage of your site, scroll down and press admin menu. Once you're in your admin menu, look on the left-hand side for settings, and under settings, you'll see visitor registration. Go ahead and click visitor registration. And this will take you to the visitor registration part of your website. From here, you'll have options like auto optimize my settings for lead generation. If you don't intend to customize or edit your registration, you can check that on, but to edit those and kind of add a personal touch to them, you can uncheck it and then adjust the settings as desired. The next setting is to not require a password for registration. This may be a good idea as it reduces the number of fields and hindrances before they're willing to register. Note that if you'd like to preview the form as it is right now, the little eyeball icon to the right of this, you can click this to preview the form as it is now. And after this, you've got the options to include name and making that either optional or required, as well as phone number, again, making it optional or required. Next, we've got the use of CAPTCHA to ensure that the leads are legitimate and good. Then we have the call to action panel where you can place a header and some body text. This will usually be composed of a benefit or service you provide that would entice them to register. If you'd like to work from our placeholder text that's seen in the background, you can click here, it'll be added, and then you can adjust or work from there as desired. After this, you'll see the settings for other registration events. From here, you'll be able to decide if a registration prompt should show at all, if it can be optionally closed, or if it's required. And some of these settings will even allow you to set a number of listing views or other options where the registration will show, and you can choose if it's optional to close it or required. The call to actions for these events will use your primary as its default, but if you'd like to override this, you can type in a different header or different body text to make it more specific to whatever the event may be. For now, we'll leave it as the default and we'll close this option out. Next, we'll take a look at using a custom registration form rather than the simple. If you scroll back up to the top of your page, you can change it from a simple registration form to instead custom. By using a custom registration form, it does enable the ability to edit the input fields. You can then adjust either their requirement or making them optional, as well as changing the content of those fields. If the existing fields aren't to your liking, you can always add a new input field from the selection, and options for that input can be a text input, phone, single checkbox to confirm a choice, multiple checkboxes to choose multiple options, radio buttons in case you want them to make one choice from many, a select box, a message area, a more complex HTML message area, and a marketing opt-in option. For now, we'll just keep the fields that we have currently, so we'll close and remove the one that we were going to add. From here, you can scroll down further in the custom registration form, and this is something that's available to both the simple and custom, is use registration follow-up form. This will be an additional questionnaire that you can add after they've registered. It'll come up in its own separate pop-up window in case there's additional information you'd like to include. And our last sections down here are more for compliance or unique circumstance where you may be required to include additional information or options. Since that doesn't apply to our circumstance, we'll just leave these settings as is and unchecked. From here, we just go ahead and save out our settings. And we receive confirmation that our settings were saved. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at our form as it is right now. Visiting the home page of our website while logged out, let's get a feel for what signing up on the website will feel like for our customers. We'll type in our information, keeping note of which fields we've marked as required versus not, and then press sign up. From here, we'll see the CAPTCHA verification that we enabled. And then we'll see our registration follow-up form, the additional form that we chose to include. Now, if we feel like this is too much information, we can go back and adjust our settings to remove this as it's optional. But for now, we'll go ahead and just finish out the form, completing our registration. We'll now see that we have a profile with your contact information as a site owner on the right, where we can save our listings and reach out if desired. And that concludes our video on customizing your registration form. If you'd like to learn more, please feel free to check out the other videos on our channel. Subscribing to our channel will give you updates and tutorials about our newest features and improvements as they're released. But most importantly, if you still need help or just have questions, please let us know. We'd be more than happy to help you. Give our lead service team a call at 866-645-7700 or open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central Time.